contradicts what you've heard before, I'm assuming, right? Yeah, this is not, this is not what the schools are teaching. And what the schools are teaching isn't effective. What they're teaching is for victims to be victims. And I have a huge problem with that. That's not okay. That doesn't get us anywhere. And they're talking about potentially your child, like teaching your child how to be a victim in life. Right? This is not the goal. And the bully is somebody else's child too. And now, we don't always know what's happening with the bully. The good thing about the bully is that people see what's going on. Hopefully people can see it and kind of get, if the bully needs help for some reason, then get them what they need. If something's going on, right? And the bully is being aggressive because someone's being aggressive to them, then this could be, then hopefully the system and somebody will see that to get those people the help that they need. But in the meantime, your child doesn't need to be a victim of anybody. Okay, questions about teaching it to your kids? Yes.
So last week, my daughter got, bullied from this little kid. He had 3 pillows, and then one fell on the floor, and she went to get it. I don't think it was his, but anyway, she went to get it, and he ringed her out he's like, that's my pillow, even though he had 3 already. And she gave it to him and turned around in the corner and went and cried in the corner. And that's how she responded. So I said, did you tell your teacher? She said, no. I said, did you say anything back to him? She said, no, I went and cried in the corner. So I kind of just went, she needs to see things tangibly, so I kind of role played with her with her toy and pretend that was a pillow, and I'm the boss. I just don't know if that was right though, but I said, you're allowed to talk, defend yourself. And so I gave her the pillow and I pretended I was him. She couldn't stop laughing when we did it.
Right.
But I just tried to tell her, this is how you can react. You're allowed to stick up for yourself. He's the boy, he might be bigger. So I hope that was right. And
I want you to just rephrase it as in, because it's not necessarily, how old are we talking here?
She's 9.
Okay, so it's not, because I don't want her to think of it as like, I have to defend myself because I'm in a fight. Right? She wasn't really in a fight.
Right.
Like, then you're making it a fight.
Yeah.
And it's not. He wanted all 3 pillows.
Yeah.
Right? He don't want her to have anything. He wanted all 3 pillows. So if she would have been like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't know you needed all 3. I'll just go over here. And she moves on. In that moment, nothing's going to happen. Right? And she might feel bad because she doesn't have a pillow. But then you kind of like, so then you go get something else.
Right.
Because why do you want to play with that anyway?
Right.
They don't have to be friends with the bully. They don't have to be friends with the person that's not being good to them, right? At all. I strongly advise against that, right? That is not what I'm saying at all, that they have to be friends. But if they treat people like they're friends, the chances go up that people will be nicer to them all the time, right? If we live by the golden rule, you're going to have more people being nice to you. Right? Then if you live your life being aggressive and thinking that everyone's out to get you. Right? He's just trying to hurt me. She's just trying to hurt me. She just said that to be mean. And some kids do say things to just be mean. Right? But it could be like their best friend. Because best friends do that to each other. Good friends are mean to each other too. But you can nip that in the bud by saying something nice. Even as adults, we can do that. Right? Because we don't get along with our friends all the time either. How to nip that in the bud is to say something nice. Because then they don't know what to say. You stump grown-ups when you do that. Because they expect you to behave a certain way, especially if they want to fight with you. Usually with grown-ups, when they want to fight with you and it's a friend relationship, it's because they feel guilty about something that they've done. And they're trying to not feel guilty. So when you're nice back, it really kind of messes them up, and then they have no choice but to be nice back. Or they have to walk away because they can't tolerate it. Because now they have to actually swim in the pool of guilt. And as Catholics, we're good with guilt, right? We spew that everywhere. Okay, what else? Have you guys experienced bullying? Or your kids? Are your kids in it right now? No? God, that's good.
I have two boys, one 8 and one 5, and I can say my older one would be the bully and my younger one would be the victim. They're
Right.
the exact opposite in every single way. My older one is rough and big and strong. My younger one, you can blow on him and he'd fall over.
Right.
So it's very hard when you're dealing, you have to talk to them completely different.
Right. Yep.
And I agree with what you said earlier, and I was embarrassed to say I'd rather have my kid be the bully because my heart breaks for my little guy who I think gets picked on because he looks weak. He looks weaker, he's skinny, and so I think these are great ideas.
Well,
to
and
work on
then
it.
the 8-year-old is just being an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
And he's showing his dominance over his little Torby brother.
Mhm.
This is not that unusual. This doesn't just happen in your house. This has happened in my house, right? I have a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old. The 14-year-old's bigger. He's stronger. He brings it. He doesn't hold back. He doesn't try. The little one gets him going, says stuff, nags him, does things like that. But when the big one's done, it's on, and he gets the better of him every time. And the most adjusted one is going to be the little one in my house because he's going to figure out how to manage this kid. Right? He's going to have to and he already does. He knows how to manage him better than anybody else does. Right? He helps us manage this child. Right? He's like, okay, just leave it, Mom. Nope, don't say anything to him right now. And I'm like, and I listen. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I'm not supposed to. But he's got his number. Now, it still goes south, and they still, like, fight sometimes. But the little one's going to really have the best. He's going to have the advantage because he's going to figure this business out. And he doesn't have to be the biggest to do it. Right? Because it's not the little ones or our smaller kids or our quieter kids, or these are the ones that get labeled as being more of the victim. But they don't have to be. I mean, I know a lot of feisty little kids, right? They're little bulldozers and they're teeny tinies. And they're very confident, but all of this is gonna be a good thing for you. Like, he's gonna get it. Teach him the game and have him practice, because in your house it's different. When he leaves your house, if he's good at it, this will never happen to him outside of your family because he's got it, which is awesome. Okay, what else? Are we early? Yeah.
I have 5-year-old and 9-year-old. The dynamic is similar. My 9-year-old he's very quiet, he's very reserved, he's very, like, he's a thinker, he's all intellectual. So, like, there's a lot of time where it scares the bejesus out of me because I have no idea what's going on up there. Like, is he plotting to
Right.
what's up? And my 5-year-old she's the firecracker.
Right.
And when you were just
Blowing
saying,
and going.
she's blowing and going, and they'll start to play together, and then she'll flip it, and then she will manipulate and get exactly what she wants. And I've seen it, and there's times where I'm thinking, is he being nice to his sister? Is she bullying him? Or is he just being, okay, fine, whatever, like totally dismissive of whatnot? So I'm seeing this at home, and then we started a new school this year.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime I've gone in and I'm like, are things okay? That type of thing. He just seems to have a different dynamic at school than what he does at home. And I don't want to say he's not confident, but he sometimes tends to make not the best decisions, and I'm wondering, like, how can I tell if he's being picked on or bullied? It's because I ask him, like, am I picking on you? Because there's even times where he'll come home and he'll act out.
Mm-hmm.
And
And you
it's-
suspect.
Like, did someone do this to you at school today? Are you being picked on at school? And it's no. So what other behaviors can I look for? Because he's not going to tell me if he's being picked on. I mean, he's not.
Right.
He's just
And I would
he's trying
not,
to find his own identity.
I would just teach him how to respond. As opposed to having to know for sure, teach him how to respond to it just in case it's happening.
Okay.
Because that's not a bad thing either. Because if he's not right now, he will be. And he is in your house all the time, right? by your 5-year-old, like she's running the show. And more power to her, right? Like she's got this boy, you know, doing whatever she wants.
These are traits that are serve her well in life. But
That's fantastic. Right? And he is probably not as affected by stuff at school because he has to deal with her every day.
Okay.
Right? Things might not be bothering him as much. Now, he might still have a bad day, and if he's not sharing, I would still teach him about this. Teach him about, you know, being calm and then being kind, right? Staying calm if someone at school, and play the game with him, right? Someone at school starts picking on him, how is he supposed to respond?
Because this is a kid that doesn't get mad. Like, the only thing that makes him mad is the fact that I took his baseball cards away from him. And it was like, no.
And so, yeah.
So, like, he's very...
Just wired different, and that's good too. So a lot of stuff could really not bother him that much.
I'm just wondering...
I mean, because no one as bad as his sister. Wait, what'd you say?
So I'm just wondering when he's going to snap.
Well, but he might not. Like, I know parents worry all the time about conforming. You have this one child that's constantly conforming to another child in the house. They might not care. You know, put it out there that you don't have to always do what she wants you to do. You don't always have to do that. You can tell her no. And they'll probably be like, okay.
Yeah.
And just move on.
He's like, okay.
And then he's fine. He is dealing with it, or he doesn't even care. He's like, yes, let's do that. It's easier to play with you than to not play with you, because then you're not bugging me all day. But it's still his choice, and he's probably going to be more resilient at school because of her.
Okay.
So that's not bad, but I would still teach him. I would teach her too, because she looks like a powerhouse in your house, but that might not be the case at school. Because there's a pecking order. There is someone that's walking in that school thinking that they are bigger and badder than she is. And they got to figure out who's going to be the dominant one in that situation, and she still needs to know how to respond to that. So do the game with them. So people to look at: Brooks Gibbs, Gibbs, has a lot of bullying videos that are fantastic. They all speak to this. And Bullies to Buddies. Bullies, the number 2, Buddies. Those are both, Bullies to Buddies is where I learned all this. I did seminars with Izzy Kalman. I actually have a radio show on my website of Izzy Kalman and I doing the bullying stuff. And Brooks Gibbs works with Izzy Kalman about the bullying stuff. So these would be good videos to watch too. Brooks Gibbs has a great video, I don't know, it's like 7 minutes or so that you can use, show the kids. But I encourage you to play with them. If you play the game and you can make them stop, it is huge for them to actually experience it as opposed to just seeing it and watching somebody else do it. Like, you need to actually role play, right? And you are to be the victim. And every time you do it, you are the victim, right? Okay. Do you need to see the game?